Amandla. Viva EFF, viva. Tata EFF, tata. Down with racist AfriForum, down. Down with the racist AfriForum, down. Down with Afrikaner hooliganism, down. Down with Afrikaner terrorists, down. Down with Afrikaner thugs, down. Amandla. Amandla. Thank you very much, National Chair, our leaders who are here, the officials, Secretary General went to write exam, and our Deputy President is in Cape Town, accused of these nonsensical things called the common assault. So we are having as introduced here our TG, our DSG, and our National Chair, and the commissars, including the Chair and the Secretary of Gauteng. We want to thank the leaders of all regions and our branches and ground forces. There is some story here that is going around that we are represented by white lawyers. It is true. They will represent us today, tomorrow, and anytime we want. No one chooses lawyers for us. We choose our own lawyers, and we know which one is best where. When we go to this battle, we take this one. When we go to that battle, we take this one. We are not an anti-white organization. We are a non-racial organization. And our stand against white racists is not against white people. We do not want racists. Everywhere we meet racists, we deal with them decisively. But where we meet patriotic white South Africans who love their country, who love their constitution, who want to share the wealth and the land with their own people, they are more than welcome. Lawrence Holders has been with me from long time ago. He doesn't start to represent me now. He has represented me before, and he will represent me anytime I want him to represent me. No fool can tell me which lawyer must represent me. Not even an expired 702 journalist, which was rejected by the most racist station 702, can tell us what we need to do with our lives. Never listen to the doomsayers. They've said all manner of nonsensical things about EFF. Look at us today. We are better than all of them combined. The same tired. I was going to describe the body of this 702 expired journalist. They will say I'm body shaming. And even Floyd will fight with me, so let me leave it. So, this character has got nothing to offer except to be negative about everything EFF. These are the same people who predict the death of the EFF when they wake up every morning. These are the same people when they want to send CVs to government, when they want to send CVs to Oppenheimer, they write bad about the EFF. And then wake up one morning wanting to give you the lawyers who must represent you. Ian Levitt attorneys are attorneys of record. They are paid every month to represent the EFF everywhere. And they've done it so well. So why should we complain? We must hate them today because they are white. When we were losing cases with black lawyers, failing to submit the simplest thing like a one page, And then we must use the same services, lose cases, so that we can be projected as the most disorganized organization with no direction. To hell with all of you. Vonyo Malema hates white people. Vonyo Malema hates white people. When Malema uses white people, Malema uses white people. You can go to hell. If you listen to these fools, you will be amoeba. You will be shapeless. They will pull you in all direction. They will want you to go there. When you go there, they pull you this direction. When you go that direction, they pull you to that direction. Not me. They will never do that with me. I always, everything I say and do, I do it deliberately. I know its consequences and I will stand by it. That's why today they hate me, because they know that they will never turn me into an amoeba. We defeated many of them. Do not listen to the doomsayers. Listen to what the national chairperson was telling you. Know and read the founding manifesto of the EFF. When we say we want land, we want to give land to you. But this land does not mean there can't be white men on the land. What type of society are we going to become? One morning we wake up without white people. No, the white people are going to be with us. They are our visitors in our own land. They must behave as such because it is our land. What type of a family are we which does not welcome visitors? They must behave like visitors. Hey, Barry. Mweng udinaga di maripa au fitliwa do na ba wa kakalala o ka re ke ka gao ke ka re na mo South Africa belongs to the indigenous people of this continent, but everyone of the world is welcomed here because ours is an international struggle. It's not a tribalistic struggle. It's not a racist struggle. It is international in its own character. So when we want to expropriate land without compensation, it does not mean white men will not be staying here. It means the state will be the custodian of the land. And all of us, we shall request the permission to use the land from the state. There won't be white men with 1,500 hectares alone and a black man next door without even 600 square meters of land. That's what our struggle is about. Our struggle is about equality. All of us must get opportunities. White men must get the briefing. The black man must get a briefing. If there are 5 briefings, the black man must get 3.5, and a white man must get 1.5, because they got more. It's a simple principle that Lawrence Rhodes understands. He does not have a problem of having black juniors. The Ian's attorneys do not have a problem briefing black senior counsels and juniors. Because if they had, they were not going to be on the retainer of the EFF. Now, comrades, when we live here, we must always preach the gospel of equality. We don't want to suppress the white man the same way he suppressed the black man. We are not calling for the oppression of a white man. We are calling for equality amongst all of us, where black and white will live together as equal, where a black man will sit with a white man on the same table as equal, not as a cleaner, not as a slave, but as a partner in distribution of the wealth of South Africa and Africa in particular. Because Africa will become one, whether they like it or not. African brothers, African sisters, this is their home the same way. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Zambia, Congo, everywhere, it is your home. Today, you follow a stupid mentality of apartheid and colonialism. You stand on the robots with your gown and say, I'm a graduate, yet I'm unemployed. You only looked for a job here in South Africa. You never looked for a job in Nigeria. You have never looked for a job in Egypt, in Ghana, in DRC. What type of an African are you? The only place you think exists in Africa is South Africa because they doomed to you. Are you qualified? Do you have proper qualification? Don't look for a job only in South Africa. Let us go into the continent the same way they come into our country. Let us go and work and make our continent better. Hey, we're unemployed, we're unemployed. Where have you looked for a job? Yo, ababuli di molo. Unyaka mereko ko molo. Stop undermining yourself. You are better than that. Harinya ki molo, rinyaka lefasi. Twaelang we go di public meetings cha maspala le rinyaka molo. How can you have a mall when you don't have the land? How ubatla molo in the township? It means you want a white man. You want a white man to come and build a mall in the township. Demand the land in the township. Build your own mall. Go and hire white managers to come and manage it for you. They must work for you. We don't want small things. That's not what the EFF is fighting for. We are fighting for the land, for the banks, for the mines, and all strategic sectors of the economy. We took a decision as the EFF. We said all farms and all shops, including the hotels and every private sector, must hire at least 60% of South Africans, because we have observed that they hire 100% African brothers and sisters because they can expel them at any time. They also pay them less and they exploit them. They don't want to hire South Africans because they know you know your rights. You won't allow exploitation. So when there is a mixture of South Africa and African brothers and sisters, we are actually going to help them because their rights will be protected and they will earn more money. When we go to fight with the farmers, with the shop owners and restaurant owners, we don't speak to the workers in the shops. We speak to the owner. Because those people, those Zimbabweans who are working in a restaurant, they did not hire themselves. They did not take out a knife and force the owner to hire them. We must go to the owner and say to the owner, we want a balance in this shop to protect the rights of all those who are working here. And when the owner does not listen and we close the shop, the Zimbabwean brothers, the Zimbabwean sisters must be with us on the same side against capital, which wants to divide us, because they thrive through divide and rule. Your enemy is not your black brother. Your enemy is not your black sister. We've got a common enemy, and that capitalism, and that enemy is capitalism. And in South Africa, the face of capital is white monopoly capital. Those are our enemies. So, Mzwanele is here. I know he's always saying South Africa first, South Africa first. That fits exactly into the narrative of the colonialist and apartheid apologist. Once they see us pushing each other, they know they will succeed. What they do, they hire Zimbabweans and then come to you and say, hey, alena mereko. Or hey, why is na mereko? But the same people who hired the Zimbabweans, because they thrive through divide and rule. We must put that principle to an end through the unity of Africans. It's an important struggle because these borders, Comrade Mani, are not of our own making. There were no borders in Africa. They came to impose borders in Africa. And you wake up in the morning and say, no, the borders have opened. We need to close the borders. No. And then in the same sentence say, I don't want colonialism. I don't want imperialism. But I want borders. The borders were imposed by colonizers. So when you say, I want a border, you are supporting the idea of the colonizers. How can you not want them when you support their ideas? Go and read your history. Many of us come from up there in the north, coming down here. Many of us, that's why there can't be Mpofu here. Dalimpofu is not here. There can't be Dalimpofu here who says, I don't want Zimbabweans. The Mpofus are in Zimbabwe. The Mpofus are in Zimbabwe. You cannot come here and want to use language and to divide us. Medicine in Shona is Mushonga. Medicine in Venda is Mushonga. We are one thing, we speak one language, the difference is dialects, and therefore we cannot pay attention on dialects. You know why they hate me? Because I'm teaching you these things. They want you to remain dumb, because without brains, they can control you. But when we are united as Africans, no one can come between us and divide us. So let us fight until we know who we are. Because what they did was to take our identity. One day I will tell you why I'm Mushabi. Mushabi are black Jews. But not today. I will explain to you why I'm a black Jew. Because we come from very far. Where these Jews claim they come from, that's where we come from. Actually, the original Jew is black. But let me leave that debate. We'll deal with it some other day. So before you speak very bad of the Jews in Mbuyiseni, you must check you are next to Mushabi, Malema by himself. So you must be careful. You ought to know who you are to avoid being manipulated by those who thrive through divide and rule. So, comrades, our case is postponed to March next year. In our mind, there is no case. We must never worry about that. We leave that in Lawrence's hands and his team. We must win this case. Because if we don't win this case, then they must know they've compromised their career. They can't use such a simple, useless case. So they have to make sure we win this case. When they worry on the facts of the case, we worry about winning government and taking over power. Because they brought us here to distract us, to defocus us. Fighter, do not be defocused by your enemy. Focus on taking over the municipalities. Focus on taking over power. Focus on removing Cyril Ramaphosa. Focus on removing the corrupt ANC. Focus on collapsing capitalism. Focus on winning socialism in our lifetime. Because the future is socialism. They can say everything. They will never defocus me. Even if I die, they will never rest from what I spoke about. Because you can kill me, but you'll never kill my ideas. My ideas are out there. They are going to traumatize them even when I'm dead. The generation after us must take the struggle for land forward. We will not get the land, but we're digging a solid foundation for generations to come and build a strong struggle to retain the land, to retain the world, to retain the banks, to take the mines, and make sure every child, particularly African children, have got roof over their head. No one will ever defeat that dream. Not prison can defeat that dream. Not even death can defeat the emancipation of an African child. The struggle for the emancipation of an African child, it is unstoppable. We have started it. We may not finish it, but generations after us, they will take the baton and win this victory for us. Ours is to leave with you a solid legacy, so that those who come after us can say on our graves, here lies uncompromising characters of the African liberation. I don't want to be president of South Africa. I don't want to be a minister. I don't want any of those nice things. All I want is to liberate the minds of 2 African children who will not be scared of whiteness and white supremacy. I'm not in this for anything. Ramaphosa offered me and Floyd ministerial positions. We told him we are not here for that nonsense. We are here to liberate our people. So we are not here for nice things. We are here not for power, not for tenders, to liberate one by one the mind of an African child. So when I see many of you here, gathered here, not being scared to take on racism and capital, it means I've overachieved. Because all I was looking for was 2 Africans who can be like me. But there are so many people now who are like me. Every time when they are home, every time at their workplaces, even at school, when they reason and people can't defeat them, but when Julius Malema. That's all I wanted. I have achieved that. It means I can sleep now, because you will continue the battle. We wanted that. We wanted people who can say there is life even outside ANC. We wanted people who can say, I don't have to breathe fresh air. For me to breathe fresh air, I don't have to be in the ANC. We are proving that it's actually hot outside the ANC, and it is cold inside the ANC. They are all feeling cold. They are following each other like Casey and Jojo into prison one by one. Hack. I feel the golf fela. But before Irwala the innocent, those golfs of hawks must start at Ramaphosa's house first. Because here work it so matomo. Ijile chelete, iganaga di pampiri, anche di pampiri ja CR17, hailora selukhodu, bar zondo unyaga di bank account ja Malema, zondo ampe date le nako, ke mudiele copy, ki diele le mosadi wa hae, ki diele le ngwana wa hae o la boletse gore na le ngwana ka ntle. Ke ba diele ka o fela di copy tsa bank statement yaka a ke chabe selo. I'm not scared of anything. Zondo, don't come to me through newspapers. If we indoor, face me straight, come to me straight, ask for my bank details from me. I'm not scared of Zondo. Zondo is not Jesus Christ. He's a human being like us. and he wants me, he will find me. If he wants to use the commission we have established ourselves to further the political agenda of Jamnanas and Cyril Ramaphosa, we will expose him for who he is. We're not scared. Me, I'm not scared, nothing. They tried me before. They took everything from me before. They thought they will finish me. Standing solid now with a nice tie. They can go die. I've defeated them before. I will defeat them again. Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Auno maziafa! Auno maziafa! Alo fighter! Alo fighter! No maziafa! Oh no maziafa!
All right, Julius Malema, of course, addressing his supporters after his court case was adjourned to the 9th of March 2021.